people from Calgary and around Alberta have been visiting Banff and Canmore, enjoying the mountains as much as possible, and we certainly all look forward to getting our businesses back up and supporting them as much as possible, hopefully as soon as possible.
Yeah, well said, Dennis. And I think an event like this really helps with that. Even though there's no spectators, we're bringing in, all of these teams, and they're staying in hotels and visiting some of our restaurants, and obviously following all of the protocols to do so. But really helping our local economy.
Yeah, the main emphasis on the restarting curling, of course, is getting people out and active as long as we can do it safely. And there's been a lot of work with Curling Canada and Curling Alberta and local rinks to get people back out onto the ice, and it's so important for their mental health and just being able to get people active again.
Yep, for sure. So.
We have a little different setup here because of all the cohorts. So if you're a local curler and it's a single sweeper, that's just the difference in having a cohort in the same group who are together all the time in a type of event like this. Whereas most of the local clubs, you're not going to be able to do that. It's going to be important to keep that physical distancing, but be out there and still throwing rocks and having fun.
Off. We clean? It's really curling. Heavy clean, heavy clean.
Looks like this one.
Just nice too.
Thought maybe it picked early on. It started curling early, but it looks like it's not far off its intended path now. So we're seeing a different strategy again here in the fifth. Looks like Bottcher went in with his 2-point lead. That makes a lot of sense. Keep it clean. And Kennedy's going to throw the corner guard. We haven't seen a lot of action around corner guards yet in the first half of this game.
No, not a lot at all. But he's going to be definitely trying to create a 2. So bring it back to even, 2 or more.
What do you think?
Bottcher's looking to force this end.
Line's good.
I think that'd be preferred over
Halfway
a blank,
tight.
just given what we talked about last end.
It's a 2.
Bottcher will want the hammer in the even ends as we get towards the end of this game, so he'll want Kennedy to score 1 here. Which is why he's throwing this centerline guard on top of the one in the house, as opposed to going in again.
This event is a triple knockout format, so the team that's gone undefeated, Team Cooey, so they get the day off. I know they're in Canmore. John Morris lives in Canmore, and they might even be throwing a few practice stones at the Canmore rink today. And so congrats to them for winning their early games and getting to the Sunday finals.
Yeah, they had a battle to get there, though. They got out to a pretty big lead last night in the A qualifier game against Jeremy Hardy, but they let him back in, and Cooey ended up having to make his last shot to advance.
They sure did. When they came off the ice, it was, well, that was interesting. Yeah, because I think they had total control. I think they were up at 6-1 early in the game, and next thing you know, it was a 1-point game.
Yeah. We were talking this morning while we were doing some of the games in the C event that the field is so strong any one of these teams could catch a run and be competitive, and I think we saw that with Cooey and Hardy, that kind of it can go either way, not only in that game but throughout the board with any of these games.
We're very fortunate in Canmore with John living there. He's now a member of our golf and curling club on the curling side of things. We're proud to have him there. He's been great for curling in the Bow Valley, instrumental. Basically, he's the one who got the Qualifier Mixed Doubles Classic to come and we see fantastic curlers coming and practicing and playing in the Bow Valley. So it's wonderful to have John there, and he's got his family and Maggie, his wife, enjoying the Canmore living, and little Jack and Zoe. So things are going good for him.
I don't mind this. Yeah. Just pop this in the open. It's pretty good. I think
Bottcher's got a couple center guards here. He's got one, I
10,
think
11.
Top 4. We've lost our screen here.
Try to get the shooter right off.
Oh, and we're back. Top 8.
Thank you.
And Kennedy has one right on top of him, also top 8, and is throwing here. So
nice 11. Clean.
Looks like we're going to see some action this end.
Yep.
Similarly on sheet 2, Van Amsterdam getting ready to, or deciding on his last shot, and it looks to me like there are about 10 rocks in the 4-foot and 8-foot over there, so we'll see what happens. So great little tap from Team Kennedy. He's got pretty good angles, staggered, so Bottcher can only see about half of each of the blues. And the top blue, of course, would go right into his yellow if he made a play on it. So, so pretty good result. Looks like he's just going to pick the back one. But he's got to be careful not to touch that one top 12.
Yeah, the top 12 one would likely jam onto the yellow, and that's definitely not what he wants.
Yep.
Looking a little tight out of his hand. We'll see if Karrick Martin can drag this out. Known to be one of the best sweepers in the world. And he's done just that.
Just by that top blue.
Yeah. So great shot.
Yeah, and for the split, it should have been here. Just so I need assist.
Bottcher back to sitting 1.
Let's make this, buddy.
Looks like we're going to see something similar, but probably with quieter weight, because Kennedy's going to want to stick around here. So get rid of the Bottcher stone, roll behind the corner. Sit 2. He'd be in good shape, but there still would be those 2 center guards for Bottcher.
Real big! Real big!
Sweepers are calling that it's up there quite a bit, but
Gotta hear the
and
guard
weight-wise,
really hard, really hard, really hard. Save our blue. Okay.
Well, I mean, it's like a rocket.
Yeah, I know. Nothing we could do. No. Aaron, that's all right.
so they might be questioning that rock a little bit. That
I think we have to.
they were up in weight, yet they still didn't get by at all. And
Try and flop in off it.
Bottcher's going to try and tap his own to the T-line side 4 and then roll under the Kennedy rock. While Darren's throwing that, of course we want to say thanks to our audio visual team who's bringing this live stream to you. So Fenya Young on the audio, and Thomas and Jamie Ulver, the technical director and cameraman, bringing you all the great shots, moving it around and making sure that everything lines up and runs smoothly. So thanks, guys.
yes, and when I talk about the small group of volunteers who make the Banff Curling Club work, these are sons and daughters of people who are here all the time. So it's wonderful to see.
Yeah, I got almost half, Glenn. Okay.
So it looks like he didn't quite get that going as far as he wanted to.
Yep. Here? Yep. Control? Yep. Sure.
Easy control.
Yep. Early. Yep. Hard. Hard, Brad. Hard, Brad. Hard. Real close. Hard.
It's by. So yeah, that's exactly what they called.
Just squeezed by that front or that top guard there, and exactly what they were trying for. Bottcher doesn't like that one there, so he's going to try and get it out of the way and probably roll.
I think you're always rolling for shot until
perhaps
you roll
under
too
that
far.
guard. Do you think there, Scott? On the looks
Yeah.
like it.
Easy.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he has to. You don't love rolling behind the corner guard if you don't have hammer here, but I think if he leaves it open, he's going to leave Kennedy a double. So I think he's got to get this one buried or over buried behind the corner.
Never!
Park.
Whoa, easy. Yeah, 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 Karrick.
Whoa. Yep. Great shot. Very good.
Oh, it's
Nice
always
splash
interesting to hear him say never and then end up making the shot perfect.
Yeah.
It's always a good one.
Love to make this.
Darren Moulding, we had the fortunate
Same way.
invite to Darren, a night with Darren Molding a couple of years ago when they were on the run, and I'll tell you, he's an entertaining guy,
Try to remember,
energetic,
Aaron threw one here,
enthusiastic
it
about
drove pretty
curling,
nice,
and
I
has
think,
some
eh?
great stories.
Yeah.
Yeah, he gives a lot of his time to curling in the Bow Valley, even though he's Lacombe based. But you know, does the ice qualical mixed doubles, gives us time to sit down fireside chats at that event with fans, sponsors, and like I said earlier, helps ice makers at both Banff and Canmore just be a little bit better.
Yeah, the head ice tech here, Brian Armstrong, doing a fantastic job. He's been here on his own with other helpers for a lot of years, and I know he's got Jim Oliver and a few others helping him out, and they're basically volunteers here, which is a big part of how these smaller rinks operate.
Medium.
Yeah, and the feedback so far on the ice has been terrific. It's been consistent. The speed's been consistent. The curl's been consistent. That's what these guys at this level are always looking for.
And I always say, if it was easy, it'd be the same everywhere. It takes a lot of work. I just took my level 1 years ago and help out in the ice, and it's everyone's got a different opinion on how to make things work, but each facility has its own unique things that happen.
Yeah. So looks like Bottcher's trying to hit and roll in off of this.
Roll it. Oh, no. That's good. It's under.
I think they rolled
Good
it
shot.
just far enough under to not leave a double for Kennedy.
We can either make the double or we make that same hit and flop.
Might be there, actually.
It's close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He might be drawing.
Yeah, he probably puts it somewhere.
Yeah.
He's got to put it in the rings because we'll have that. Depends where he puts it in the rings.
If we get to
Could,
know,
play a
it's pretty
similar
good.
shot we've seen
Yeah.
a few times is hit that one that's top 12 and roll behind the corner and sit 2-3.
Yeah, so I think that's ideal.
And Bottcher will have to be careful.
It's probably more than
It's an inch buried.
Yeah, that's probably enough.
Just kind of that up control again.
Yeah.
Like I threw.
So I think they're going to take on the double with control weight.
right there.
Bottcher would have liked that yellow
You know,
just
even
to be
like-
over another inch or
Yeah.
two and take this away. It's it looks on the screen, it looks like it's makeable with a little bit of curl and some soft weight.
I just kind of that up control again. I think. Yeah, there's room, plenty of room there.
So fourth end over on sheet 2, Van Amsterdam scored 1. So he's got a 4-2 lead over Team Hardy, and Hardy has a hammer playing the 5th. Just a reminder, these two winners will play each other at 4 o'clock.
Clean.
The loser
By
of the
that guard by quite a bit there, so I don't think so.
stick around.
Jeez.
Looks like he's rolled too far. He really wanted to stick around there and force Bottcher.
He wanted to be real tight to that guard and had quite a bit of room there, so either a little misread on the ice or got it out a little
It's either
wider
here
than he
or
wanted.
top 8.
Yeah, I think it was a little more weight too. He called for up control, and that looked like a little bit more than that. So
You're right.
Bottcher probably going to come in the rings. Top 4 center line. He's got to watch out that he doesn't line up the double off the Blues.
You want to be above this. Like
A
you don't
guard,
want to be even
a
with it,
guard
which
is
my
not
opinion.
going to help him a lot because then Kennedy will play the blue onto the yellow.
You threw the draw here earlier.
Yeah, we took edge.
Well, we took here, but we were on the inside path. I think that's
Yeah.
probably.
Yeah, I think.
Hey.
that's-
A common phrase that us club curlers like to use is the second one in is just as good as a guard, because we often miss our guards. So
Yeah. That's
Biting 4.
Russ
guys.
Howard advice. Best guard is second shot. I think that they're going to. I think they're going to come in. Looks like with that ice edge of the 8 foot that, yes, that's gonna, we're looking at putting something near the center line. Bottcher's last rock, and a reminder Kennedy has the hammer here. Down 2 in the 5th end.
Line's good. Clean. Yep. Clean. Clean. Whoa. Whoa.
Whoa!
Whoa. Room.
Line's close.
Line's good. Weight only. Can we chisel? Yep. Yep. Yep.
Whoa, line's good.
Okay. Go.
Line's fine.
Whoa. 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 Good shot.
Yeah, really good shot.
Good. Yeah.
I think if you were to throw a double, it'd have to be really thin on the top one, and your shooter would end up spinning
Yeah, I
out.
think if you hit a half inch of this, I mean, we could still take a run at it.
Yep.
You could almost stick it, but I just don't know if you get
I
rid
think
of the
there'd be a shot
Right.
raising that
Yeah.
blue where you might be able to make the double and stick around. But it looks like they want to go right at the yellows here.
I think so too.
Bottcher would have liked to add that a little bit where this wasn't a shot at all. So
Yeah,
it's a little bit of an opening, but a very tough
Just
shot.
the
very tough.
flip, double.
I think it's going to be really, really difficult to keep the shooter around.
Throw it hard.
It's going to pick up a lot of spin as it hits both of those rocks.
The last rock of this end.
He's trying the double to score 2.
Wait.
Right now, Bottcher's sitting 2 in the 4 foot.
Yep. Hard. Whoa. Yep.
Just as you called it, Scott, just about impossible to hang on there when it spun off that top rock.
Yeah, but he made sure he scored. He got his 1. Bottcher leads 3-2 after 5.
No, it's just spinning so hard, right?
Going into the 6th end, what do you think Bottcher's strategy will be here, Scott? He's got the hammer now and up by 1.
Up 1, Bottcher's going to make sure he scores, even if that's just 1. He'll make sure he scores. I don't think he's going to want to blank the end, because then he'll go into the 7th up 1, and if he gets forced in the 7th, then he's lost his advantage.
Right.
So being up 2 after 6, I think would be a pretty good position. Obviously, he'll want more than 1, but he'll be happy with that.
Three.
Hold the line.
I think we're tight.
Clean.
Here's Kennedy lead.
Pretty tight.
Brad,
Okay, just keep an eye on it.
Clean.
guard's been called. Sounds like it's tight to the rings here so
Line's
far.
really good.
Yeah, we don't really want to touch it.
Okay. We can clean it though. It's dying.
Yep.
Hard. Okay, shot.
So this is the difference from the beginning of the game when Kennedy was throwing rocks right into the house. Now he doesn't want to set up that type of end. He wants to mix it up and make sure he only gives up 1 or presents a possibility of a steal.
Yeah.
It's not getting any quicker.
Yeah, I think playing the 6th end without the hammer down 1. It's time.
I like
Team
the-
Kennedy,
I like the weight.
they will be aggressive from here on in.
Top 8.
Top 8, top 12.
Lots of room.
Yeah, it should slide good.
This one's out quite wide here. It'll have to really finish hard to get back.
Starting to go now. Darren Molding sweeping, trying to encourage it to curl a little bit more, and doing a pretty good job of it.
Wow. Came a long way from the hog line.
Yeah. Got that about half buried.
1. Yeah. We haven't undercurled too many, right? I'll give you a little less.
Just clean. Half.
Well
Pretty
then,
big.
let it work, let it work.
We're past half.
Whoa!
Come around almost. We're
So I think they were trying to throw a high guard here.
Corner freeze is better than nothing. Yep, yep, line this up maybe. Okay.
So he's staggered those guards. So at this point in the end, that's not a bad result, but eventually that's going to be easy to double peel for Team Bottcher. So
I think so.
you'll notice the players out here in this event are, we've got 2 sweepers like we mentioned, and they're not
They're
required to
frozen,
wear
so it'll drag a
masks.
bit, but
That's because these teams are in their
I
own
don't think you're ever nutting in here.
cohorts as a team. So if they interact with volunteers or with other teams, they would have their masks on. But as they're curling as a team of 4, they can operate without a mask.
Yes, you'll see everyone in the lounge here. When you see it behind the glass, we're wearing masks, and as soon as the players leave and get into the other area, then they'll have masks on and masks go into the area. But it's one of those things that that cohort, so it's that same group who are together all the time, that allows them the ability not to. Again, I mentioned a little bit earlier about club curling. Club curling in Alberta, you also don't have to wear a mask following the Curling Alberta guidelines and the provincial health guidelines, but you have to keep your distancing, and that's where that single sweeper comes into play. So that's the difference of having the cohorts versus non-cohorts curling.
Yeah, and this ATB Banff Classic is part of a bit of a
Double peel
series. There
drag
was an
the
event
bench,
in
but
Airdrie. There's an
no
event
movement yet.
upcoming in Okotoks. So these teams are together and they're traveling together. So they're
actually, if
following
you
all the
go,
protocols,
like, if
making
you
sure everyone's
turn,
safe.
probably gets rid of.
And so far everything's worked out. The Airdrie event was good, and so far this Banff event's gone off without a hitch. So Kennedy
I
just
don't know.
thinking here. Bottcher sitting
I
2.
think this is the play.
Kennedy's got those center guards.
push it back just behind the seat.
I think so.
Wants to be aggressive and force Bottcher, but he doesn't want to force him into
A
a
one
3.
guard's an option too.
So I think he's trying to figure that out right now.
Then we're kind of paralyzed.
I know. But this is not set up good right now, right?
That's fine, but I don't think we need to play for our life.
That's fine. So you like this?
Yeah, I like that.
Or it's straight draw and just cross the fingers that.
I like that tap, and then we can. I like this cold, Glenn.
Like right to back button, or you want to lose it?
I think the back button right now.
Okay.
I often go with the cross the fingers
Back
play.
4, back 8, Aaron.
Oh.
Little tighter for the weight's a little stiffer right now, right?
I'm sure these guys did that at one point in their careers, but
14.
they'll usually find a solution.
Safety on that.
So it looks like they've decided on tapping this rock to the back of the button, trying to keep their shooter close to it, but creating something they can then
Back ring.
freeze to a little bit
Yep,
later
yep,
in
yep.
the end.
They definitely want to force something this end.
Hard! Weight's good. Hard!
Through.
Hard! Hard! Hard!
Keep moving.
Oh! Yep, 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 yep. Okay.
Good
sweep.
sweep, bud.
Good brush.
So really good sweep. Tapped it back a little farther than they planned to, but left their blue in a pretty good spot.
I think you're trying to hit 2/3.
Okay.
Nice and hard.
So double peel into the 1 top 8. Lose 3 blues and the shooter.
Whoa,
Nice and hard, he said.
hard. Clean, clean.
Wow.
That's a good shot.
It's fine.
Okay. Pretty good result. Got rid of the guards up front. Got rid of the one in the back 12 that was his but not helping him. I did jam the one over in the 12-foot, but Bottcher still shot rock.
Yeah, it looked like a little bit of a drag effect there, which I think he was counting on, and
Nose hit.
got the results that he expected.
Yep. So Kennedy's going to nose this, split the
So
house,
still okay too.
and then
Spot's gonna run
you know
really straight.
they'll probably trade hits here and hope that Team Bottcher can't make a double and turn this into to a blank at this point. I don't think Bottcher's looking for a deuce.
Almost normal. Easy. Clean. Clean. Whoa, 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 whoa. Throw normal anyway, buddy. Oh, I know. It's always an up. Yeah, it's everything's up a weight.
Medium.
Bottcher's going to try and hit and roll
Roll
and
in.
inch these together over the next rock or two. Get them
Yeah.
closer together and set up that double.
Yeah, still only halfway through this end, so still lots of rocks to clear things up, and then you're going to see a quick last half of the end, I would say.
Yeah.
Car.
Looks like it's got out here on him rather than rolling towards the middle.
Good.
It's fine.
Kennedy should just trade hits here. Kennedy will try and keep them separated.
Nose is
Bottcher will try
fine.
and group them together. Over on sheet 2, Jeremy Hardy is throwing the hammer in the 5th end. Trying to navigate a port, which he's through.
Yep.
Trying to get by some guards up top. Looks like he's trying to tap a rock in the back 8 for 4.
Wow. Don't know if he got it back far enough, but it'll be
Looks like 3 for
3
sure.
for sure, and
It's all right.
they're looking at the 4th.
It was great sweeping by the front end of Hardy. Got it through a port, whiskered by the guards top 12 and tight. Got it by the shot rock on the button to the back 8, and it looks like they are going to measure for a 4th point. So at the very least, Hardy has moved into the lead after 5 ends in that game.
Yep.
Okay.
Clean. Good throw.
All right, we're going to start yelling at you because we're told by the technical crew to speak a little louder. So this is a new gig for me, my first time, and Scott's second time at taking on a microphone here. So it's certainly an interesting part to try and talk about the game while it's going on and give our input
Easy,
without
easy.
hopefully boring you to death.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Brad.
it is.
Brad.
It's a unique experience, and
Hard.
we're learning as we go. So any feedback is certainly helpful. So hit and roll out there from Team Kennedy. We've got a clean house. Aaron Molding throwing his first rock. So I think to your point there a minute ago, Dennis, we're going to see a pretty quick finish to the 6th end.
Yeah.
So the measure is over on sheet 2. I didn't see the result, but hopefully they'll post the score for us here pretty quickly.
And it's great for my first time at it to be with you, Scott. Not that I wouldn't mind Cheryl Bernard here instead, because she's such a fantastic commentator, and we've enjoyed having her help out at the Qualico before and different events playing here.
Yeah.
Nice shot, Aaron.
Never throwing that one line.
Draw pretty much right to the button there for Molding, and whether that was top button or back button, Kennedy is going to hit that. He's going to try and stick around, maybe gets a mistake and still gets a force, but he didn't take much time putting the broom down.
So here you're just going to see nose, 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 and peel.
Little third.
Yep. Heavy, clean. Heavy, yep. Take, clean.
This way.
Go, Glenn.
There's one. Bottcher is going to stay at the other end in the hack.
Give me a little less, I'll throw firm.
No discussion needed. He's going to throw it pretty hard here. Whether he sticks around or not is
Clean.
not really important to Bottcher at this point.
Hard clean. Yep. Yep. Clean.
Right on the nose. Kennedy will try to do the same.
Be nice to roll 2 or 3 feet wide.
Score is up on
think you'll be
sheet
able to
2.
pass
Hardy did
Walker.
win that measure. So 4 points. The fifth end for Hardy takes a 2-point lead. He's up 6
Yeah,
to
Rolly,
4.
I'll throw just a
Playing
normal.
the sixth, and Van Amsterdam will have the hammer.
Just a half-inch more.
But a reminder there, the loser of that game remains in the event and drops down to play Ted Appleman this afternoon.
So here Kennedy's just trying to roll to the side a little bit, hoping that then Bottcher, being in a little different line, might end up nosing it rather than flanking it, just trying to make it a little tougher.
Yeah, might as well
clean.
try a new spot that you know
Yep.
either know is a
Yeah,
little
Aaron.
tricky or it's a spot that maybe nobody's been to. So he's going to roll right to the edge of the sheet. Probably exactly what he was hoping for.
I think it was. So you'll see a little heat coming down here now.
Clean.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Hard.
Clean.
Hard. Hard. Clean. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, we're good.
So looks like he might have been a bit tight out of his
Nice
hand,
throw.
but strong sweeping from Carrick Martin there, dragged
Good
it back a bit, and they made the blank.
You're not always sure with Darren when he's yelling. 'Cause
That's true. He just
'cause
yells
he-
for fun, right?
he loves to yell, and he yells almost as if in a panic, but the shots are generally made.
Yeah. So we play the seventh now. Bottcher leads by 1, has the hammer. Just going back to the question you asked at the beginning of the last end. Now I think Bottcher will want to blank this.
Yes,
this end.
definitely. Definitely will be playing for the blank to go into 8 with the hammer. Statistically wise, it's you're in a good situation if you're
Yeah.
going in with the hammer 1 up.
Yeah. We don't have the luxury of Jerry Gertz from Curling Zone to tell us exactly what that statistic is,
Yeah.
but 1 up with the
line's good.
hammer is where you want to
Line's
be.
really good. Line's really
I'm
good,
sure
guys.
if I had my iPad here, we could find out some of those things, but
Clean it, clean
right
it.
now it's just figuring out what to say and
Little bit.
and
Hard,
hopefully
hard,
say
hard,
it in a
hard.
decent manner. We've got Steve Young sitting off to the side, who's been doing so much of the commentating over the days and puts so much effort into the Canmore, or the Canmore, sorry Steve, to the Banff Curling Club. So thanks Steve for all the work you do here and bringing these events and all the time and effort.
Line's good.
And I know we thanked or acknowledged the ice makers earlier, but since Brian's
good.
standing here, hopefully he can hear this. But Brian Armstrong,
go
Jim
ahead.
Oliver, Marty Villamere, great job. And like I said earlier, the consistency of the speed and the curl is appreciated by all the players.
And we can't mention enough is the ATB, the sponsor that is making this happen. I believe the prize money is what number?
It's 23,000 overall. It's 9,000 to the winner. And I know our here we go, 9,000 to the winner, 6,000 to second place, and 4,000 each to third and fourth. So qualifying for the playoffs is the goal for all of these teams.
1, 2.
Yeah, that's fantastic in these times to support curling like ATB is and making these events happen. And it gives the viewership too. You know, so many sports were canceled and some are coming back, but the curling took a while to get going and everything was canceled last March immediately, so we didn't have a lot of the finals and the worlds, and so it's just starting back up, and I know every curler's excited to be able to watch curling again.
Yeah, absolutely. Appreciate a TSN replaying Scotties and Briars from the last few years, but was ready for some fresh live action.
Yeah, that's true.
Line's good.
Split was more weight.
T. We got lots of room on this one.
Yeah.
Okay, top 8, top 4. Line's good. Weight's good. Just top 4.
Hard, hard.
So we got a bit of action going early in
Line's
the end
great.
here. A couple center guards for Team
Line's good.
Kennedy.
Full 8.
Yeah. Go,
Bottcher coming around them right now with one already top 12.
It's looking like a great shot. Probably would have liked it maybe a foot or two deeper.
15-8.
You may see Kennedy try and go right around that. And it looks like he is.
So, yeah.
T line back 4.
Probably with the out turn now, with that stagger that he has with the guards. Yeah.
14-40.
Let's get out to it, bud. Spot's going crazy.
Yeah, I agree.
So you hear him mention get out to it. So they've got a lot of curl. It looks like they've got the broom out for looking like about, what, about 5 feet of curl out there.
This T, I think it's
Line's good.
gotta
Here,
go.
right, if anything.
Wait's not bad.
Line's good.
Top 4.
Line's good. Line's really good.
Just T.
Hard, guys.
Top 4.
Hard everything. Hard.
Top 4.
Hard. Okay, well.
Just a bit light.
Good sweep, guys.
Bonanza.
About a half.
So similar to last time, Bottcher is going to throw this double peel and probably
Yeah.
hope to catch the one that Kennedy
Probably
just threw.
2/3. I'm going to play it a little thick and try and nut it back on this one.
So he may just lose the top one and the back one and jam
Yeah.
the middle one, but he seems to be okay with that result.
He's happy with moving some granite around here and getting rid of the other color.
Kark.
Come on, you got it. Go.
That's a
Good.
shot.
Oh,
Very
that's
good.
great. Nice shot.
Worked out real well for him. Sitting 2 and or 1 and 3, and the blue is wide open. But most importantly, he got rid of the guards. That's always their trouble
Yeah.
rocks.
Just 2.
Just coach me. I'm gonna keep it out there for line early. And
Kennedy's going to throw the guard back. Despite not being shot yet, it's more important to have some guards out there. You can worry about being shot later in the end.
Nice 2. Go for line a bit. Hard line.
Go. Go. 3.
Okay, we're okay.
Clean.
Just clean to stop. Clean to stop.
Just said 2.5.
Split and center line's okay.
Looks like they're getting a lot
don't
of
wanna
curl
leave an
off
angle here,
that,
that's all.
on the out turn side going towards
Okay.
the scoreboard there.
And I think you're just going to see Bottcher rip every guard, and he wants to keep that front open and clear.
Yep.
Brad Thiessen comes with peel weight. Probably trying to hit about half of this, get rid of both blues, lose the shooter. You got the top one, which was the first objective.
Good throw, Brad.
And Kennedy will have to put that back.
Now, Scott, you've got a long day today. You've got 2 games you've already done, and you've got doing 2 more draws later in the evening or this afternoon. I'm not sure. Do we have the teams that are playing in the next draw on the premier sheet? It's going to be live streamed. We'll have a look for that for you. So.
Sure, Steve Young, our organizer,
go
is
bid for
working on
line.
that
Line's tight.
right now, but with some of these teams out here right now coming back on at 4, we might not quite know which teams are playing at 4, which teams are going to be playing later.
Yep. Good sweep.
sweet boys.
Okay.
Definitely wasn't put that close to it.
So again, another guard and goodbye guard.
Clean.
Whoa.
Not that it happens much at this level. They're hoping for a nose or something
Clean.
to change up
Or
a
a
little
flash. But that was made. Throw a guard again. At some point, they're going to have to start thinking about making a play on shot.
Want to be a
rock.
good 2, guys.
But they're happy to throw a guard.
Not much though.
Yeah, I suspect you'll see it on. I don't know if they'll wait till Kennedy's last rock or maybe try something on his first one.
Yeah, I'm thinking they'll wait till his last. If they try on his first, those blues, no matter what, would be pretty close together.
Line's good.
And it would give Bottcher
Line's
2
good.
cracks at
a
the
touch
double.
more.
So
Got a little more room this time.
Line's good. Clean, clean. Clean. Yep, yep, yep. Hard. Good, 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 good. Shot,
Sweet
Rolly.
boys.
Good spot.
Same thing.
Peel.
So at 4 o'clock, the featured game will be the winner on this sheet right here, playing against the winner of Hardy and Van Amsterdam on sheet 2. So I don't know who that'll be yet, but that will be the feature game at 4 o'clock.
So you get to see one of the teams you've been watching so far play again,
Yep.
and then the one next door to it. So
Good enough slide
a lot of
right.
curling
This is
going on in
beautiful,
a
man.
triple knockout format.
Right on TV. Right on TV.
Yeah, and that feature game at 4 o'clock between these two winners will be
Just
the
control.
second qualifier into the
Should be
playoffs.
okay, hey?
There's a lot riding on that. And then at 8 o'clock tonight,
Just to here, eh?
Yep.
we will have the other two qualifiers.
Just nice control, guys.
The players are a big fan of the triple knockout in general.
Roll,
You know, gets lots of
6 inches
games
from
going on
Brad's side.
and great competitiveness at this level.
So you were right, Dennis. Looks like he's going to make a play on his first one. On that shot rock. Try and sit 2 here and not set up a double for Bottcher. So I guess he's probably trying to roll back to where the room is right now.
Early, Aaron.
Really down.
Yep.
Go,
then.
go.
Hard. Hard. Hard.
It's like
Right
this
up.
one's
Hard.
curling.
It looks a little tight. We'll see if he
Really
can get it
curling.
right. Like he's going to nudge his blue.
Yeah, he is going to tick his blue. Not
Oh,
the
a
result they were looking
disaster.
for.
Jesus.
The last thing that they wanted there.
Bottcher is going to hit and roll to the other side. He's going to sit 3. If he makes this, he'll be sitting 3. Glenn Kennedy will have
Like, we
1
can just
rock left, and
roll
Bottcher
out.
has the hammer.
Yep.
Throw
No,
medium.
I like this.
Yeah,
I like
and,
medium.
line
Yeah.
3 without any
with
guards,
you.
so
This
it's
turn, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Bottcher couldn't be in a better position.
That was tough. That last one just looked like about halfway down it started really curling on them. I think the weight was what he wanted to throw. Early on they didn't seem to be too concerned about the line, but it over curled just a bit.
You like that? Yeah.
I do.
Clean. No. No.
Clean.
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 Yep.
Hard. Hard.
Hard.
Hard. Big roll. Go, 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 go. Ah. Hard. Hard, hard. That's good. That's good.
Okay, so he rolled. He did leave. He left a double, but he also left an opportunity to hit and roll behind, which I think is what he's going to have to play. The double and giving up 2 at this point is probably too much.
He's even is he thinking maybe drawing
Just
behind?
cold draw behind. That's an option.
You know, against 3,
Yeah.
it's hit and roll is always tough if you can draw to get to that same spot. But
Yeah.
I don't know that he can
I
draw
don't-
and not be
yeah.
open.
I think the easier way to get buried is with the hit and roll.
Yeah, tough thing is this shot is we do have to split the center perfect into the guard.
Yeah, you bury half a rock is pretty good shot. Oh, we can throw up. Let's throw up control. Make this roll. That's fine. Yep.
Hey, if you see it.
So that
Max,
second
I
shot,
think.
yellow
That's
rock,
good.
that's the one Bottcher would have liked to
you can just
leave
pick it up
a
a little
little
bit from last
further
week.
towards the
for sure.
corner, so he couldn't roll underneath it there. So that's now what Kennedy's going to try and do.
Yeah, there's that little stagger there that Bottcher didn't want, and it's Kennedy's really only out here.
Yeah, just heavy control, Rolly.
Okay.
If he did get buried behind there, I suspect Bottcher would have to draw for
I
one.
think so, yeah. And the question would be, would you rather be 2 up without the hammer or tied with the hammer?
I guess we might find that
We
out if
might
the shot
find
is
out.
made.
Clean.
Whoa!
Clean.
Close, yep.
It is really curling again here.
Really
Looks like
hard.
it's close. No, I think it might over curl a hair.
Yeah.
Sweet this.
So a straight draw for 3.
3.
That would, if he makes it, that would put Bottcher up by 4 going into the 8th end and in total
like that?
control.
Yeah.
So a little disappointment on the Kennedy side, obviously, in an end where they really wanted to force it to 1. Giving up multiple was not planned.
All you.
These types of shots, the skips always have to make sure they
Line's
stay
good.
focused, because it is just a draw to the house, but it's easy to think of it that way and then either come up
Line's
6
good.
inches short or 6 inches deep. So
15.
looks like
15.
Bottcher's done just
Nice
that, and probably gonna put this pretty close to the button.
Beauty.
There it is for
Good
3.
shot. We'll
and
see
a
what the
4-point lead. So it is 6-2 after 7. Looks like this game will continue on.
Yeah.
Kennedy will probably throw everything at Bottcher here early in the end, try to generate an opportunity for multiples, and if it's not working out, then we'll see them run out of rocks.
Yeah. And a big year for you, Scott. It's great you're out here commentating. You got 3 young children at home and was a new dad in, when was it? March or
April.
Right? April.
Yeah.
Right, a fun time to become a new father in our new world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3 young kids, and my wife is at home with them, and you know, I was fortunate enough that she was okay with me coming to Banff for a night to call curling today, and she's taking care of Maddie, Andrew, and Emma back home.
I'm sure Becky's watching us now. Well, maybe not. She might be looking after the kids. Yeah.
Let's see here. 2 o'clock.
This
We've
side.
got probably 2 of 3 sleeping. She might actually be tuning in.
Well, you'll get a text right away if she is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Team Bottcher threw the first one through. There's no need for them to have any rocks in the house. That'll just give Team Kennedy an opportunity to move them around, freeze, come around them. So I suspect we'll see Bottcher throw
Line's
at
really
least
good.
one more through the house.
It's really curling. Just here.
Yeah, in the old days with 4 rock rules, you know, you would see stuff thrown through earlier and 5 rock rules. You know, if you're only up by 2, typical strategy is not to do it.
Yeah.
And but when you're up by 4, you don't want any rocks in play.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see how he plays it on Brad Thiessen's first rock. With Kennedy having 2 guards. I'll be interested to see if they throw a third one through, or if they maybe go in, or maybe try to tick something.
I would think being 4 up, he doesn't want anything else in play.
Yeah,
But that's my level of play, so we will be able to see
Mike,
what he
big.
does here shortly.
Okay. Line's good.
So 2 corner guards are going to want these pretty well the same depth to make sure that Thiessen or Molding can't take a rip at a big double peel. And here's our answer.
There's
He
our
is going to
answer.
throw it
Oh,
through.
he just about fell. Don't think there was a lot of concentration on that delivery,
No,
but it barely got through the house.
barely. Yeah, I'm
There's no
surprised they
weak
didn't
call
have to
there.
sweep it through.
I was like, Kark, you got the. Never mind.
Okay, so now
No,
Kennedy
but-
has 2 guards. He's going to try to come around these and pile as many
D-line.
rocks behind them as he can.
It's almost like a stand-up spin around.
This 4-up is kind of that option. You'll see some teams shake hands, although there's no shaking these days, and other teams will play it out just to see what happens.
Yeah, see how the early part of the end goes and see if they can get something generated, which
Hard line.
so far, I mean, it's gone as well as it can for Kennedy. 2 corner guards.
Hard,
Get
guys.
this one behind, but still it's gonna take a few misses from
guys.
Team
Not
Bottcher
bad.
for a 4 to go on the board.
Hard, get it here. Just top 12.
Yeah, we're there. We're good.
Yep. Top 12. Yep. Just keep going. Good sweep. Nice brush.
Thanks.
Bottcher's gonna walk up and
All we got to do is remove
Just
a
single
rock every
peel.
shot.
I see over on sheet 2 that it's a tie game now.
so 2 for Van Amsterdam in
Yeah.
the 6th.
So interesting game over there.
Yeah. So just a single peel. I think they know up 4. They don't need to take any chances with a double peel. They just have to remove a couple more rocks.
We've got, I believe, all 4 sheets going on the next draw. Is that right here in Banff at the Fenland Center?
I believe you are correct. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes. So we've got the B qualifier.
Line's
We
good.
have 3 of the C semis.
A bit of room.
So we feature
Brining.
sheet 3 here for everyone watching. And as we mentioned, the winners of the 2 games playing now will be on that sheet at the next draw. But if you're interested in following the scores on all the other draws, go to Curling Zone and everything will be input as it happens.
So another peel coming up here. Kennedy's had to replace the corner guard.
Of course, Molding is one of those good old school guys lifting the rock and when he wants to and generates a lot of velocity on it. Not too many left yet, but there's still some who do that.
Back T.
Thought you were going to give me the gears there for that, Dennis. But so Kennedy, let's see, looks like he's probably going to go around the other corner now. Try and sit 2.
Yeah, a little strong.
Okay, clean it.
And then at that point, you'll see Bottcher just take
Line's
the
good.
houses or the rocks in
Line's
the
good.
house rather than the guard, I would think.
Yeah, Bottcher will hit the open one over here, and then Kennedy will have to hide his 3 remaining rocks all behind that 1 corner guard. So, but so far, you know,
Much improve us wrong now and
Yeah.
take the guard.
Good shot.
he might take a crack at the double. He is going to peel the guard.
And of course, once the guards are gone, then you have nowhere to hide.
Easy. Easy. Easy, easy, easy.
Darren Moulding does his job. 2 peels. 3 rocks left for Kennedy. Sitting 2. He's got to score 2 of the 3 remaining.
Probably throw it the same here right now.
Stop 8.
Imagine, eh?
Top 8.
I'm just saying because we were going crossing the center line here. Are you, or just 2 feet less than you think is good? Okay. All right. No, I'll take that.
Got lots of action happening on sheet 2. Hardy's got 3. Looking like they're sitting 3 with the hammer. Oh,
Okay, line's good.
can't see the
and
scoreboard.
steady,
I'm not
boys.
sure if they have the hammer.
They do, yeah. Hardy does have the hammer. You're right, sitting 3 with the hammer, and
Nice and steady.
Van Amsterdam
sweep, you guys.
has
Good
2
spot.
center
That's good.
guards and is coming around
Sweet
to the top of the button. Over here, Kennedy now sitting 3. So his end has gone as well as he could have hoped.
Double.
How?
Yeah, I'll throw the out turn.
So he's going to get rid of this rock and try to make that back double. If he does make that back double, that'll be the end of the game.
Clean, low. Curl. Curl. Okay.
Oh, and he just misses it, but
It was made great, and if not, it didn't matter. All he was concerned about was making sure that he hit the rock.
Brendan will have an open hit on any one
Yeah,
of the
it's
rocks
not
in the
quite
house
skating
on his
as nice,
last
eh?
one to win the game.
Let's pick a different line. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Not sure they're going to get this to the house. He's trying to be
Keep it going, guys. Just top post.
real up
Just
there.
work it into the rings.
Keep it going.
At 15-7.
Good sweep.
There we go.
Good sweep.
They've done just that. They got it in there.
So even that's 6 inches in all.
Here comes Brendan Bottcher's last rock
Whoa.
at the 8th end. Needs to remove a rock from play.
Whoa.
And didn't get much of it, but got
No.
enough.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
So
Thanks.
that's going to be the final here. Brendan Bottcher will
Good
move
luck to
on
you
to the
guys.
B qualifier. He'll play the winner of Jeremy Hardy and Evan Van Amsterdam. And Kennedy will drop down to play the loser on the sheet next to us. So I think now we're going to slide on over to sheet 2.
The camera people, it's the magic they can do. They have such a great live streaming system here. And it takes a lot of work to do the live streaming, much more than I thought. We've got 2 people on the controls of the camera, 1 person on the mics and doing all the sound, and then 1 or 2 commentators so on every game. So it's a lot of effort, draw after draw. We've got 4 going on today.
Yeah. So as you can see now, what Dennis and I were just updating you on, Jeremy Hardy sitting 3. Van Amsterdam has a number of guards out front, and Team Hardy coming in to try to sit 4. They are by the guard. This one looks like it might be a little deep.
Yeah, I went right through.
So still sitting 3. Playing the 7th end, and Team Hardy does have the hammer.
That was one, just catching up on that, but looks like Van Amsterdam will try to follow that down, so anything short would have taken that away.
Van Amsterdam too has all those guards out front. So if he does get one in there, top button frozen, it could be in pretty good shape.
As we mentioned, the winner of this game will be meeting the Bottcher team on the next draw, and that'll be carried here on the live stream through the Banff Curling Club and YouTube and Curling Zone. Oh, he's playing a little raise here.
Oh, looks like it's working out. He's got it in for second shot.
Why not?
So a couple interesting choices here for the Hardy team.
Yeah, I think his first instinct was to throw something hard at the side of that third shot rock into the yellow, and
Of course, the worry on making that is that it appears to leave the draw around open on the other side, and so we'll see what happens if he takes that. That'll likely be Van Amsterdam's shot afterwards.
Interesting result, though. He overcurled, he chipped his own. That was fourth shot, and it ends up being second shot.
It was fortunate that blue that got moving ended up rolling far enough. Otherwise, they could have came off it and went into shot rock, and it would have been a real big problem. Now that draw I talked about is in order, and we're going to see him try it here. Not sure because we don't have an overhead camera exactly on second shot. Blue is first shot, and second shot, it's tough to tell whether it's blue or yellow. A big shot here on Van Amsterdam's first rock.
They're on off like they like it. It's got to curl a bit, but the weight looks pretty close. Just a foot heavy.
They just overswept it just a touch. You're going to see Hardy follow down and I think and try and do the same thing now.
I think his first instinct was to hit and roll away a little bit. But now they're talking about maybe drawing top button. Really put Van Amsterdam in a tough spot and would give them a chance to drive whatever they throw up there back into the yellow.
And that yellow may even be a bit of a backer now where he can come sit on top and cover part of the pin.
He's just going to want to be careful that he doesn't set up any sort of double. He's going to have to get this a little bit buried, I think. Team Hardy's played a number of games here. They beat Team Jakes on Thursday, Team Appleman Thursday night, Team Bottcher Friday morning, then lost to Cooey in that A qualifier.
Trying to curl for a little directional to get it closer to the button than the speed. Oh.
So he accomplishes what he originally called.
I just think he's might have left open now the
draw.
Either draw or can he come in off that?
I don't think so.
Doesn't
I think
look
it's far
like he's
enough
looking at it
behind. No. Van Amsterdam started out the weekend with a win over Team Meek, then lost to Team Bottcher, beat Team Libis, and also Team Sturmey.
You're good at that. I was keeping the scores of all those games and I can't remember who won.
Van Amsterdam, big shot here. If he can put this on the button frozen, he'll be in pretty good shape. Remember, Hardy has the hammer.
They're not touching it here. Oh, a little bit of sweep at the end. Looks a little hot.
Does. They don't want it to find that hole,
No.
which it's done. So there may be a hit for 3 here, and maybe 4. Obviously, that's pretty well buried, so he's going to have to be careful with weight.
Yeah, I think those guards are just covering enough that he doesn't want to flirt with it too much. He'd be happy to take his 2 points.
Yeah. But if he can move those back a foot, foot and a half, it could be for 3 for sure.
He's taking less ice, so he's going to throw a little bit more weight.
I think so. And in the shot right now, you can see Olympian Shannon Kleibrink behind the window. Obviously, Kyler Kleibrink in the house right now calling the shot. That's her son, so she's out here coaching the team. Sounds like it's got some room. Now it's curling. They're trying to hold it.
Now trying to move it.
Now they're trying to curl.
It's going to be close.
I think it's going to be 2. Needed a little bit more curl to get that out of there. 1 for sure.
It's hard to say from the camera
Yeah.
angle because we aren't right over top, so they're looking at it closely. It'd be a real missed opportunity if they didn't get at least 2.
And it looks like they're going to measure.
A tied game with this 7th end, so going up by 1 or 2, and the 2, of course, is a huge mark.
So, got about 3 or 4 people looking over. So it must be pretty close. There's Team Hardy's 3rd in with the measuring stick.
I think his last shot maybe just a little more weight than would have been needed to get that curl in there. No, we're going to try and zoom in. The camera guys are trying to get it. Pretty tough from the other sheet. Let's see what happens.
Blue. So it is 2 for Hardy.
Yeah, that's a huge point.
Yeah. So Hardy takes an 8-6 lead into the 8th end. Van Amsterdam will have the hammer. And reminder, the winner of this plays Bottcher at 4 o'clock. And the loser drops down and plays Appelman, also at 4 o'clock. The ice crews out here at Banff are busy getting some of the other sheets ready. As Dennis mentioned, we've got a full slate at 4 o'clock. We've got the B qualifier, we've got the 3 C semis, and they're out there working hard on sheets 1 and 4 while they can.
Some of the extra efforts that go in during COVID times, of course, the rocks are sanitized by the ice crew between each draw. The inside of the curling lounge, they're sanitized. All the tables, the chairs are redone, the touch points, and it's an ongoing effort by everyone to, prevent the spread.
Well, watch the 8th end here. Great opportunity to thank all those volunteers that are doing all of that from both the Banff and Canmore curling clubs. Just a small handful of people, but getting a lot done to make sure that this happens safely and successfully.
Yes, a couple of our great volunteers from Canmore have been there helping out in these 2 draws, and were here yesterday with me, Hugh and Cheryl Burton. Thanks to them. Nick Sandrin's coming tonight, and then the regular Banff crew that are here, of course, again, the Olvers, the Youngs, and there's some pretty common names in a lot of positions. And when we speak of Steve Young, as I've mentioned before, his son is actually playing for the Jakes team out of University of Alberta. Fortunate my daughter went to school with Desmond, and just a fantastic young adult, and it's great to see him playing curling at such a high level.
Yeah, 2-time Alberta junior champion, once as a skip 2 years ago and as a third last year. He's playing third out here for Team Jakes, like you mentioned, and they are still cruising along. They won this morning on the seaside, so they played Team Meek at 4 o'clock out here on sheet 4.
I know everyone in the Banff is cheering for them for sure. And in grade 12, I was hoping that my daughter could play mixed doubles with Desmond. And unfortunately, they weren't running mixed doubles at that time. So it's definitely an event that they should have in the schools once everything gets running, because it's great to see that mixed event happening that doesn't go on very often in the schools. And also, you only need 2 people, so it's easy to get people playing.
So Hardy with the 2-point lead here went in with his first, and I believe the first guard attempt was hogged by Van Amsterdam. Second one for Hardy in, and Van Amsterdam is going to go back and try and throw a guard here again.
Yeah, always so disappointing. You know, you're in your 8th end, and you've had a game where you fought back to get in it, and or were ahead at one time, and then to not get a guard in place, because you have to get a guard. And this one is looking like they're working hard just to get it over too.
And they did not.
No. So it's got to say that maybe with the one team going off the ice, that the ice is slowing down. It's hard to imagine there'd be two hogs on the 8th end when they're familiar with it.
Yeah. Yeah, now you see Hardy throwing through. Now that he has two rocks in front of the tee line, no guards, and the next guard up will be he'll be able to peel it. So Hardy's in a pretty good position. Eventually, Van Amsterdam is probably going to have to freeze and tap and move around those Hardy rocks that are in the 4-foot.
It's so deflating to have that happen at this stage of the game, to have those guards not in place, because you know the odds of getting back into it are greatly reduced. So here now you have it, and you're just going to see again just peeling guards, peeling anything from the Hardy team.
Yep. And there he is right up there. Looks like they're just cleaning this one in. Successfully made. Rolls out the shooter.
Well, I learned one important thing on this commentating part during COVID is make sure you drink your coffee before the game starts, because once you've got the mic on and the headset and the mask on, it's, you know, I've looked at it for now two and a half hours, and so it's going to be good in a few minutes to actually taste that cold coffee. Yeah.
Van Amsterdam throwing the corner guard again. And as expected, Hardy walks up to peel. Librink took no time getting out of the hack there. And nose hit. So there's corner guard.
You know, sometimes you get in those situations and you just go, oh, it's over, and you rush it. And, you know, the last thing you wanted was to leave that stone there.
Yeah. So now Van Amsterdam could just draw around. He could tap those blues and roll behind the corner. It's like a little tap, freeze in the pocket.
Wants to leave those blues in there as catchers. If he does move them back a little bit, scrambling to at least give himself some opportunity.
This situation's a little bit different than what we saw in our feature game. You know, down 2 versus down 4, very different. So Van Amsterdam still has a really good chance here to generate a 2. He's got the corner guard at the moment. He's got his rock in a really good place in front of those blues that Hardy can't get out. But he's going to try to angle run that corner guard into the yellow and try to get some rocks moving. And he just gets the peel.
So what would your strategy be here now, Scott, with yellow? Are you going to throw up a guard?
I don't think I'd throw a guard. I may freeze the yellow I just threw. Van Amsterdam, this is a very aggressive call. He's coming around everything.
Oh, to the back behind them.
Yep. This is the way Mark Dacey took 3 in the 10th end of the Brier final to win. This exact scenario. So this would be the way to generate a 3, but also you know, at some point he's got to move those blues, so it becomes a little bit more difficult.
Well, with that yellow situated right in front and the blues kind of split, that's the one thing. If he does get the opportunity to run it straight back, he can get rid of both of them and still hang around.
Yeah. You know, the reason I like the freeze is, you know, Jeremy Hardy's going to hit something. And if you freeze this right on the face, he's going to make those blues disappear for you.
Looks like he's listening to you there. Just saw him put his broom in front of the rock, so.
Important for it to be made. Close to it. They're on and off it a bit, so it's going to be close. Looking for a little bit of curl. Fantastic.
Oh, great shot.
A little bit of space. I think Hardy will be able to just pick that out if he wants, but he might want to make a little bit more noise than that and actually run it into the pile and get things going.
I think you're going to see that. And for those of you that are viewing here, if you're wondering why the sound isn't quite what it was, this isn't actually our feature sheet. This is the sheet beside it, so we're just kind of hearing some comments, but we don't have the mics on those players like we did on the on sheet 3.
That's a good point. But one of these teams will be the feature game at 4 o'clock. The winner here moving on to play Bottcher. It'll be a tight turnaround. We're coming up on 2.5 hours here.
You're going to have some throat lozenges. Only 2 more games to go. Yeah. And when you average, let's say 2.5 hours, so that's only 10 hours of talking.
And you know me.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's throwing some weight here. It'll be interesting to see if he's just trying to pick this and make Van Amsterdam make the move, or if he's going to try and get rid of some stuff.
I suspect you're going to see one yellow rock left after this.
I think so.
A little positive release at the end there with the peel weight.
Just the pick.
Oh,
Not sure
Maybe
if that was the call, but it's certainly a decent result.
that might have been because just the way the yellow is there, right in between those. You know, he would have got rid of both of his, and he's probably thinking, why do that now?
Van Amsterdam's looking at the freeze again. That'll give Hardy a couple options. He may choose to guard it at that point. He could tap them around a bit. I don't think you'll see him throw peel at it.
He's looking at maybe trying to hit and roll off to the side and make a double hard.
He's gone back to the freeze here.
Always tough to be a stone cold freeze right on the center, but you know, at the after about 4 rocks, I think Van Amsterdam would be happy that he's still got a chance here at something. Just remember that the first 2 rocks at this end were hogged and not in play, so that he's got this opportunity is certainly he'll be happy that it's there.
Yeah, not only an opportunity at 2, but an outside opportunity at 3 here, depending on how good this freeze can be made. Looks like it's going to over curl quite a bit here.
Oh, did he get into the house?
Did not get into the rings.
So now you're going to see them just freeze onto it. Again, maybe things are slowing up a bit compared to what they have, because that'd be 3 rocks quite a bit less than what they had planned.
They're discussing a few options where best to put this.
I can tell you, in the rings.
Yeah.
Yep.
In the rings, but they want to make sure that they don't set up an angle where Van Amsterdam can run that yellow into this rock and score 2.
So it looks like the blue in between the 2 yellows might be what they're doing partly.
Yep. I think if he gets this a quarter buried behind the one that Van Amsterdam just threw, I think that's probably the spot he's looking to place it.
They called it tight right out of his hands.
I still think that it's a pretty good spot.
I think because the angle the yellow's coming on, it's going to be tough to
keep it around.
To keep, if you run it straight back, I'm not sure you're going to get rid of that other blue.
Right.
But the options are, there really aren't any other options.
Yeah,
so you
try it and hope. throwing it pretty hard here. And that's going to be a couple for Hardy, and Hardy will move on to the B qualifier to play Bottcher at 4 o'clock. Van Amsterdam will drop into the C event and play Ted Appleman, also at 4 o'clock. So, Dennis, thanks for sitting down and joining me for a couple hours. It was fun to chat curling and watch these games.
Thanks, Scott. Always great to be beside you. A great friend, so much fun to curl with, and you know, the first time here, and who knows, we might do it again. And thank you to all the crew back there doing the camera work, and I know they can hear us because they nod when we say something, or they shake their head or hand us notes. So it's been wonderful to jump in here, and everyone watch the rest of the series. ATB again, thank you so much for sponsoring this great event.
All right.
All right.